All right. This is what the last 5 episodes have been leading us up to. Today we're going to get all of this prepared to do our printout, our 3D printout. Now, the free version of Sketchup does not come with a way to export an STL file, and that's what your slicer for your 3D printer will want to see. But there's a fix for that, and there's a link below that will take you to the extension warehouse and point you to the correct extension. Download that extension and then go to Google and Google how to load an extension in SketchUp, and it will tell you how to do that. Okay, once you do that, when you open your file, you know, you have your save and your save as and all that, but that saves in SketchUp extensions. Even where you export 3D model and 2D graphic, that's still not the right files. But once you download that extension, you will see where it says Export STL. Now, my computer is set a certain way so I can see some of these bigger letters and things. And so it messes this up a little bit. Yours will probably be correct. But anyway, if you notice right there, it says export. Now what you will do, hit export, and it's going to come up with this, unless you've selected your model first. Would you like to export the entire model since you haven't selected anything? Say yes. All right. Now go to a file so you know where it is. Now what I do is all of my projects I give a name, and I put them in a separate folder, each separate project. This one I'm calling the Extrusion Lodge because all of this is extruded. Okay, and these are all the episodes that we did. All right, now what we're wanting is the print episode. Now, in this case, we're going to go to Files. I had saved some old files whenever I was showing you how to do different things. So I gathered that together so it wouldn't confuse us. So what we're going to do now is we're going to save this. See, you'll notice it's in scale house, and that up through the roof, which was the finished product. And it will be an STL file. Okay, so save. Okay. Now you want to go to that file. Let's go to in scale. Extrusion Lodge, print, files, and there's our file, see? All right, now, if I click on that, what will happen is you may be set up different, and your slicer, your printer may well be different, but I use a Prusa Mini, and this is the slicer that they give you with it. Let me get some of these things off the page. Now, see, there's our little model right there. See how cute that is? See how you can see the tiles up there? See how you can see the roof tiles? See how you can see the window facings and the door facing and all that kind of stuff? Pretty neat, huh? Now, we're going to print that. Now, I already tried this, and I tried it at 0.5, which is my ultra detail, and it came out that just too many little strings. It was just so stringy. I guess what was happening is I call it the rope, but the little rope was so tiny it just would cool too quick, and it would make all these little strings and everything. I tried 0.7, and then I tried 10. Today we're going to go for that 15 and 0.15 millimeter rope. And let's see what choices we have there. We can go speed, quality, or detail. Let's go for detail. No, that would be 10. Let's go for quality and see what we get. I've already tried. I'll let you compare the two because I've already printed the 1 and 10. So we're going to do the 15 today. So what you will do then is you will come down here. Well, first of all, I saved my project. Save as, and my slicer will take me back to the folder that I left, which is good. Just hit save. All right. So now we go slice now, and my slicer will slice that. Mine also gives me some neat information here. It will take me 2 hours and 22 minutes to print it, and it will cost me 44 cents to print the thing. Okay? Now, export the G code. Again, it'll take me to the same folder that I'm putting my files in. Hit save. All right. Okay, now it's warning me of print stability issues, and I'm sure what that means is, let's go back and look at, I'm sure it's thinking, and it could well be right, in here it probably needs some supports. But I don't think I'm going to print supports. We're going to try it without them and see what happens. Sometimes you might need supports under here, but I find that if you can do it without supports, you don't have all that to clean off. And on these little tiny models like this, it's hard to clean those supports off, and half the time they're not needed. I'm going to take my chances. And sometimes, too, I don't have a lot of problem with mine adhering to the plate, but some people do. If you do, you might want to put a brim on it. Get back up here. See, I can select to do a brim on mine, but I'm not going to do that because once again, that's what a brim is a little piece that fits right outside here, and it helps this stick to the plate a little bit better. But if you don't have adhesion problems, don't put the brim on it because, again, when you get it printed out, you've got to clean it off, and it can leave a little edge there, So I'm not going to print with a brim. But anyway, so we now have, let's go to our, see, this is what we're printing, and this is our G code. This is what I have to send to my printer. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm not going to put you through all of that. I'm going to, there's a way I have to transfer it to my printer. The Prusa does not hook up directly. You have to use a little cartridge to load it onto and then load it into the printer, which is fine with me. But you don't need to see me do that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get the print started, and I'll come back and we'll talk some more. All right, we've finished printing our little house. And so now I'm just going to run you several pictures of it and let you see what our final product turned out to be. I hope you've enjoyed this series. I've certainly enjoyed doing it for you. And shortly I'm going to be starting on one where I make a kit. This is all printed at one time, and of necessity will have to be printed in one color. But when you make a kit, we will work in layers. We'll have a layer for the door facings. We'll have a layer for the window facings. We'll have a layer for the shell. We'll have a layer for the trim on the posts. In other words, what I would do, in most cases, you would paint all the trim would be the same color. Let's just say you wanted to do the shell in yellow. White would offset that real nice. And then your door could be, say, a brown color for, to simulate the wood. Your shingles could be whatever color you chose them to be. All of this would print separately. So you could print in different colors. But anyway, I'm going to show you how to make a kit and how to work in layers in the next series. And I'm also going to make it in an L-shaped because this is a rather easy roof to do. And an L shape is not hard to do, but there's a couple little tricks to it. So I'm going to try to make each series add a few more things for you to learn. I can't give it all to you at one time because it would just bog you down, If this is your first attempt at making your own models, I don't want to confuse you too much. This was an easy one. This was quite easy. The next one is easy, but it just has a lot more steps to it. But anyway, let's take a look at some pictures of this now. Well, there you have it. We came from a blank slate all the way through creating the model and then printing it out. And I hope you've enjoyed this. Thanks for watching.